The fight, the passion, the glory. All Wesleyan athletes are driven by a common purpose: to battle all season long for the right to hoist a NESCAC championship trophy. To take down a Little 3 rival on a Saturday afternoon. To share lifelong memories and special moments with teammates. All while carrying oneself with pride when putting on the red and black. Fierce, committed, determined, gritty, respectful, honored. We are Cardinals.
When challenged, Wesleyan Cardinals fly higher. We break records, celebrate championships, and hoist coveted trophies at the end of the seasons. We share our success with donors who believe in the transformative power of a competitive college athletics program. Join us for WAGD, our annual 24-hour Wesleyan Athletics Giving Day on Wednesday, February 15th. Together we can unite with the special purpose of making a difference for current and future Cardinals. Visit the official website of Wesleyan Athletics, athletics.wesleyan.edu now through February 15th to make a gift and help your favorite Wes Athletics team succeed at the highest level. Good evening and welcome inside the Silhouette Gymnasium for the penultimate home game of the basketball season. And it's a big one as the Tufts Jumbos are in the house to take on the Cardinals with a home playoff game on the line. Both these teams come into tonight 5-3 in the NESCAC standings with a win. They will at worst finish in 4th place, which will guarantee a first-round home game in the NESCAC quarterfinals. Plenty of storylines for you here tonight as the Jumbos come in riding high, playing their best basketball, 17-5, 5-3 overall on the season. The Cardinals split 2 big games last weekend as they took down nationally ranked Middlebury before falling to Williams on Saturday afternoon. First things first, we'll honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Then it's Tufts and Wesleyan live on the Northeast Sports Network. Alongside producer Jesse Craig, Chris Grace with you on a Friday evening in Middletown. What a difference a week makes. Just a week ago we were here and there were sub-zero temperatures in Middlesex County, and today it was in the 60s. So you never know what you're going to get this time of year in New England. Time to meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting Jumbos of Tufts University, coached by Brandon Linton in his 3rd season. They are 17-5 and 5-3 in the NESCAC, tied with the Cardinals for 4th place in the conference standings. Leading scorer, senior guard out of Irvine, California, Dylan Thurner. 6'6", joined by senior Carson Cohen out of Pittsburgh, PA at 6'3". Tyler Aronson is the 6'2" senior out of Holliston, Mass. Bobby Stewart, a 6'8" sophomore out of Boca Raton, Florida. Rounding out the starting lineup, a sophomore out of Studio City, California, Truman Gettings. And for the Wesleyan Cardinals, Gabe Ravitz, 6'4", senior out of New York City. Couple milestones on the line for Gabe here tonight. 24 points shy of 1,000 for his career, and he needs one three-point basket to break the all-time Cardinal record for career three-pointers made. Shaq Dezzoni is a senior out of Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania. 6'5", 215-pound glue guy. Nicky Johnson, the 5'10" sophomore point guard out of Lexington, Mass. Joined by Preston Mako, a 6'5" senior out of Big Bend, Wisconsin. Rounding out the starting lineup, the 6'8" sophomore out of Fairview, Texas, Jared Langs. The Cardinals coached by Joe Riley in his 15th season, two-time and defending NESCAC Conference men's basketball champions. They're going to make it back-to-back. The Cardinals are going to have to get hot here late. They've lost 3 of 4 in conference play, but do come in at 5-3 in the NESCAC. Look at the NESCAC standings coming into tonight. Middlebury sits atop in spite of their loss here last weekend. They are 7-2, a half game ahead of Hamilton, who are 6-2. Williams comes in at 6-3, and they look like the team to beat, if I can be honest, just based on the eye test. And next up, you got Tufts and Wesleyan at 5-3. So with a win, Cardinals would hold the tiebreaker over the Jumbos. Regardless of what happens tomorrow on Senior Day against Bates, they would clinch at a minimum 4 seed and a home game. Jumbos in the blue uniforms with brown numerals. Cardinals in the silver uniforms with red numerals. And the tip is controlled by Langs. Wesleyan with the basketball. Moving from left to right on your NSN screen, and we are underway here in Middletown. Jumbos with a matchup zone look will look to trap Nicky Johnson. Ravitz comes off the screen. Fakes the shot, drops it into Langs. A little reverse is good. Impressive opening set for the Cardinals as Ravitz draws 2 and gets it to his 6'8" sophomore center. Dylan Thorner with the basketball. Leading scorer for the Jumbos, over 14 a game. Pull up, and it's an air ball from Aronson. Offensive rebound is there, though. Putback no good for Gettings, and the Cardinals grab the board from Shaq Dezzoni. Dezzoni drops it off for Nicky Johnson. Tiptoes the baseline, and he'll reset. Drops it off for Ravitz. Hangs, and in and out. Everything but the bucket. Another nice set, though, for the Cardinals on offense. Cardinals in a man-to-man D. Jumbos trying to get into their offense. Aronson well off from downtown. Cards make it a one-shot possession. Here's Dezzoni. Langs might have gotten away with a walk. Lays it up, no, and a block. Bailed out on the play. Thought for sure he might have walked before he put the ball on the deck. We'll get Bobby Stewart for his first. Jared Langs at the line to shoot 2 for the Cardinals. Nice stroke from the 6'8" sophomore out of Texas. Glad you could be with us. Chris Grace with you at Chris Grace82 on Twitter. Wherever you may be, however you may be watching, love to hear from you all evening long on your home for Cardinal sports. Be back here tomorrow afternoon. Cardinals close out their home regular season slate. They'll host the Bates Bobcats on Senior Day. Langs hits both free throws. Cardinals with a quick 4-0 start. Cardinals been getting out the hot starts at home. Pull-up is there for Carson Cohen, and the Jumbos on the board. Ravitz on the drive. Nowhere to go. Fade away from 10 feet, and it's good. Gabe Ravitz, 22 points away from 1,000. Got his first bucket of the night. Find the cutter, and Stewart lays it up and in. High-level execution there from the Jumbos. Back-to-back buckets. Dezzoni from the elbow, in and out. Thorner with the board, and he'll push for Tufts. Cohen. Post touch for Stewart. Working from the elbow. And it's knocked away from Aronson. Body's on the deck. It's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow will leave it with Tufts with 12 on the shot clock. Tried to dump it inside, deflected by Johnson and taken away by Ravitz. Nikki Johnson pushes the turbo button, pulls up from 8 feet short. Rebound there for Gettings. Left wide open is Thorner for 3. He can't do that. He gives the Jumbos their first lead. Shot clock at 10 for Nikki Johnson. Skips it out to Ravitz, fakes, pulls up from 3. It's good! And with that three-point basket, Gabe Ravitz has broken the career Wesleyan Cardinal all-time three-point made record. Congratulations to Gabe Ravitz. Cardinals, more importantly, take a 2-point lead. His 195th career made three-point bucket here in Middletown. Back the other way. Lefty hook shot doesn't go out of bounds. Last touch by Ravitz. Jumbos bring 3 subs into the game. Strong drive, no. Fouled on the drive, though, was Gettings. Kai Champion is in for Tufts, as is Theo Henry and Casey McLaren. Cardinals preparing Steven Johnson and Fritz Hauser to check in. Give them some more size. First free throw, a little strong. Gizzoni and Langs will exit. Cardinals with the basketball, 1-point lead. Nikki Johnson used the Ravitz screen. Johnson with a spin move, hangs off the window and in. Nikki Johnson. Great body control in the lefty finish. Cardinals in a zone look. Now it's actually man now as they shift off. Switching on screens. Tough lefty sweeping hook shot is good for Thorner. Mako, a little short from downtown. Nice block out and board from Gettings. 6'8" sophomore out of Studio City, California. Attended Harvard Westlake. Great athletic school. A second to think about it, but at the top of my head, I can think of 3 Major League Baseball pitchers that attended that high school. And Gettings lays it up and in. Tufts with a 1-point lead. Nikki Johnson gets inside once again and scores. Both offenses executing at a high level early on. Thorner for 3, not that time, tapped out. Corralled by Henry, he'll fire from deep. Too strong, another tip out. Now Thorner tries it again. Why not? Third time's a charm. He's got 8 points. Jumbos with their largest lead. It's 15-13. Johnson gets inside, leaves it for Hauser. Hauser with 6 on the shot clock. Johnson's going to fire from deep. Too strong. Mako there with the offensive rebound. Puts it up. No. Hauser with the board. Scrappy possession. Johnson keeps it alive somehow for Ravitz. Ravitz works his way inside. Fade away from the foul line is good. So after Tufts with a second and third chance opportunity, it's the Cardinals who respond in kind. Ravitz with 7 points. 17 away from 1,000 for his career. Thorner will try another one off the curl, and he hits another one. The two senior guards leading the way here early on. Thorner into double figures just over 7 minutes in. He's got 11. The lead is 3. Kick ball will keep it with Wesley and reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. Cardinals will bring Shane Reagan into the game to replace Preston Mako. Joshua Bernstein will check in, as will Scott Giamessi. And Wesleyan wants to take a timeout. It's just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here. Just announcing Gabe Ravitz breaking the school all-time three-point record. And it could be an even bigger night for Gabe. Came into tonight needing 24 for 1,000 career points. He's got 7 points, 7+ minutes in. Looking very comfortable here tonight. Wesleyan with the basketball, trailing by 3. Struggling to get it in, and Hauser able to elevate to maintain possession. Steven Johnson leaves it for Ravitz. He'll fire from downtown. In and out. Offensive board there for Steven Johnson. Keeps it alive for Hauser. Now Nicky Johnson works his way inside and gets the friendly roll. Shortest guy on the floor, but plays the toughest. He's got 6 points. Trims the lead to 1. Nice ball fake, getting all the way to the bucket. No, but there for the offensive putback was Joshua Bernstein, freshman out of Miami. A lot on the line here tonight for both teams. Johnson wasn't ready for it, but somehow able to corral that pass from Steven Johnson. Now Nicky on the drive. Skips to Ravitz. Uses the ball fake. Blow by. 3-ball, no. Tip up, no. Rebound there for Giamessi, and now Tufts will push it. And stepping on the sideline, a turnover for the Jumbos. Jumbos continuing to sub liberally here in the first half. James Marakis checks in, freshman out of Dallas. Gabe Milstein will check in for Nicky Johnson. So Milstein, senior out of Ridgewood, New Jersey, will handle the point guard responsibilities with Kai Champion in his face. Reagan, the talented sophomore. Ravitz used the ball fake, nowhere to go. Gives it and receives it. Now Reagan, a lot of contact, gets it inside for Langs, pivots, puts it up to the left, no. Bernstein was credited with a block there. Tufts with the basketball, looking to extend their biggest lead. Marakis feeds Bernstein. Gets inside. Little runner with the right is there for Giamessi. The other way with Reagan. Momentum on the side of the visitors right now. Their largest lead. Reagan comes off the screen, gets all the way to the bucket with the right, a lot of contact. And a late whistle, he'll go to the line for two. Reagan, most talented offensive player to come off the bench for the Cardinals. They're going to rely on him a whole lot more next season. But he has been important, in particular in that big victory over the time third-ranked Middlebury. It was Reagan who came off the bench with a career high, and not even the points as much as he hits the first free throw, but the timing of those points came when the Cardinals really needed them in the second half of that basketball game. They picked up their biggest win of the year over Middlebury. Sophomore left-hander strokes one home. Out of Larchmont, New York. Westchester County. 22-19, Tufts with the lead. Marakis gets inside and scores over Langs. Milstein kicks for Dezzoni, and he stepped down the sideline. Halfway through the first, Jumbos with a 5-point edge. Jay Dieterle in the game now for Tufts. Jumbos have already gone 11 deep here in the first half. Marakis hesitates high off the window, couldn't get the roll. Last touch by Tufts. Jumbos executing at a high level offensively. Now they're going to apply some full court pressure. Only in a token fashion though as they back up off the basketball. Reagan pulls up from 8 feet and rattles it home. Shane Reagan with 4 points off the bench. Cardinals trail by 3. Milstein secures the rebound for Wesleyan. On the push, Reagan for 3 in the tie. It's good! Cardinals executing perfectly in transition. Reagan with 7 straight points for Wesleyan. We're tied at 24, stripped on the way in, and Mako comes away with the steal. Push for Reagan. Leaves it for Dezzoni, lays it up and in. Timeout, Jumbos. It's a full timeout. Cardinals lead 26-24. Timeout on the floor. Please enjoy.
The fight, the passion, the glory. All Wesleyan athletes are driven by a common purpose: to battle all season long for the right to hoist a NESCAC championship trophy. To take down a Little 3 rival on a Saturday afternoon. To share lifelong memories and special moments with teammates. All while carrying oneself with pride when putting on the red and black. Fierce, committed, determined, gritty, respectful, honored. We are Cardinals.
When challenged, Wesleyan Cardinals fly higher. We break records, celebrate championships, and hoist coveted trophies at the end of the season. We share our success with donors who believe in the transformative power of a competitive college athletics program. Join us for WAGD, our 24-hour Wesleyan Athletics Giving Day on Wednesday, February 15th. Together we can unite with the special purpose of making a difference for current and future Cardinals. Visit the official website of West Athletics, athletics.wesleyan.edu now through February 15th to make a gift and help your favorite West Athletics team succeed at its highest level. Back out of the timeout. Cardinals the 7-0 run. They take a 2-point lead. Back and forth we go. Nice ball fake. Might have gotten away with steps. Corner leaves it for Aronson. Aronson with 8 on the shot clock. Kick out a long 3-ball short, and the rebound there for Johnson, and he's stripped. Behind the play, Jim Messi poked it free. Fresh 30 seconds now for Tufts. Boy, they're letting him play. Strong move from Jim Messi. He earned that bucket. Back the other way, Steven Johnson will kick for Reagan. Now Mako resets. Steven Johnson for Mako for 3. It's good. Kristen Mako connects from long range. Cardinals lead by 3. Just over 7 to play in the first half. And the answer is there for Aronson. Both teams shooting at a high percentage from the outside. 29 apiece. Milstein skips for Dezzoni. Kicks it in for Johnson, who stripped on his way up. And Tufts comes away with it, running the floor. Jim Messi, and he scores. Back and forth we go. Milstein for Reagan. Dezzoni has to work his way inside. It's deflected and taken away. Another turnover. Back the other way come Tufts. Cohen leaves it for Aronson, and they'll reset. Inside 6 minutes to play. Thorner hesitates. Giamessi, post touch. Great job keeping his pivot foot by Bobby Stewart, and he scores. Coach Riley thought he might have changed his pivot foot there, but no whistle. Mako to the bucket. Count the basket and one. Stewart hit for his second foul. Cardinals trail by 1. Mako with 6 points. Hanging a little short, Nikki Johnson eventually tracks down the rebound. And another whistle will go on Tufts. Milstein for Ravitz. He's going to step back for a long 3 and knock it home. Gabe Ravitz with his second 3-ball. He's got 10 to lead all Cardinals, and the Cardinals retake a 2-point lead. Dump it inside for Stewart, who scores. Johnson from downtown. Nikki Johnson. And the hot shooting from the outside continues. Cardinals 5 for 9 from 3. Tufts 4 for 8. You can do the math. Taken away. Milstein with the steal for Ravitz. Ravitz, Euro step. Up and in. Gabe Ravitz. He's got 12, and the Cardinal lead is 5. That's their largest lead of the day. Post touch for Champion. Fade away. Couldn't get it to go. Nikki Johnson with the rebound. Nikki pulls up from 3. Too strong. Milstein had a chance at the offensive rebound. Eventually corralled by Thorner. Oh, great feed, but an offensive foul called underneath. They're going to get Truman Gettings for an illegal screen. Reagan back in, replacing Gabe Milstein. Cardinals with a really good offensive lineup on the floor here. Try to expand this lead. Ravitz, he's going to try to do it himself for 3. It's good! Gabe Ravitz extends his career three-point record for the Cardinals. 197 career-made threes now for the senior out of New York City. And the rebound there for Nikki Johnson. Leaves it for Ravitz. Thought about it. He's feeling it. Why not for 3? It's good! Timeout on the floor. Gabe Ravitz, 18 points. Are you serious? Feeling it from the outside. Incredible start for Gabe. He's 4 for 6 from 3. 18 points. Cardinals lead is 11, and you can tell when he's feeling good. And now 198 career three-pointers made, and he is now just 6 points away from 1,000 in his career. And perhaps most importantly for the Cardinals, they have taken what was a 5-point deficit and turned it into an 11-point lead here late in the first half. It'll be a big stretch. Important stretch of basketball for the visitors. See if they can get Thorner a look. Been their best offensive option. Gettings on the drive. Denied, but fouled. Oh, that's a big whistle. That's going to be 2 on Langs. As we've seen so often over the last month or so, especially here at Silhouette Gym, Gabe Ravitz putting the Cardinals on his back. He has had some enormous first half performances. And the battle for the rebound, eventually it's controlled by Steven Johnson, and he's fouled on the play. Casey McLaren called for the foul. Tufts has played 12 men here in the first half. Ravitz wants it again. Comes off the curl for 3. It's good! Gabe Ravitz, 21 first half points. his 5th three-pointer. He might break 1,000 here in the first half. Cardinal lead is 13. Tough turnaround. Doesn't go. Rebound there. For Reagan, only one place to go with the basketball. Oh, yes, Mako in the corner. Tap to him. Preston from downtown. In and out. Oh, that would have lifted the roof off the Silhouette Gym. Just over a minute to play. Cardinals 49, Jumbos 36. Thorner gives it up, gets it back for 3. They need it, and they got it. Big shot there. That'll make it a 10-point game. 14 for Thorner. Keeps his team within respectable range. 20-second difference between the game and shot clock. Cardinals lead by 10. Reagan thought about the 3. Drops it off for Steven Johnson. Works his way to a right-hand hook shot, and he gets the roll. Steven Johnson gives the Cardinals their 51st point of the first half. Shot clock is off. Cardinals with plenty of fouls to give should they elect to go that route. Nicky Johnson matching up with Cohen. 10 seconds. Now Thorner gives it up, gets it back. He's going to put it up for 3, and it's a foul, but as we mentioned, that's actually a really good foul for the Cardinals. Mako commits it, his first, just the team's 3rd. So no free throws coming. Dezzoni will check in for Ravitz. 2.9 seconds on the clock. What a first half for Gabe Ravitz. Thorner, good if it goes for 3, and he rattles it home. Not too shabby for Thorner. He's got 17. They needed that one. That will cut the lead to 9. A fantastic first half performance by the Cardinals from the outside. In particular, Gabe Ravitz, who was 5 for 7 from deep. They lead 51-42 at the break. Take a quick break and we come back. Wesleyan Athletic Director, former head football coach Mike Whalen will be with us. He's going to talk about Wesleyan Athletic Giving Day. It's halftime here in Middletown. Cardinals lead by 9.
The fight, the passion, the glory. All Wesleyan athletes are driven by a common purpose: to battle all season long for the right to hoist a NESCAC championship trophy. To take down a Little 3 rival on a Saturday afternoon. To share lifelong memories and special moments with teammates. All while carrying oneself with pride when putting on the red and black. Fierce, committed, determined, gritty, respectful, honored. We are Cardinals.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Wesleyan. Cardinals lead 51-42. My pleasure to welcome in my co-commentator on Wesleyan football, and for one day only tomorrow, joining me very gratefully for Wesleyan wrestling. That should be a fun doubleheader, wrestling and basketball, but I know there's a lot going on here in Middletown, and always a pleasure to catch up with Coach Whalen. Coach is going to let you guys know all about the annual tradition here at Wesleyan known as Giving Day. So it's my time to turn it over to Athletic Director Coach Mike Whalen.
Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate some time tonight, and very excited about our Wesleyan Athletics Giving Day, better known as WAGD. Um, Opportunity for all the Cardinal fans out there to support their favorite teams. It is a giving challenge, and our teams compete for prizes within the department for their teams. And just really excited about the opportunity to engage our alumni and parents and give them the opportunity to support us. Many people know and understand that we rely heavily on our parent and alumni donations, and WAGD is our main fundraiser for the entire year. It's a great opportunity, again, to give specifically to the sport of your choice. There's also the Cardinal Fund for Excellence, which is a general fund, which is under my control, but opportunities to give specifically to a team of your choice. And what's interesting is for those gifts, they are fully tax deductible, and they also are restricted gifts, which means they can only be used for program enhancements for that individual team. So it allows our coaches to provide a first-class experience for their student athletes, whether it's team travel, how we travel, where we eat our post-game meals, the uniforms, new uniforms, how often we can get them, opportunities for spring trips, training trips, all those kinds of things. And again, opportunity for former Cardinals out there who, maybe didn't have some of the enhancements that our student athletes today have, but to support them so that we can compete. We can compete in the NESCAC and be able to provide that first-class experience. Last year, men's basketball, Coach Joe Riley, he won on the male side, and Coach Jen Lane, our softball coach, they won on the women's side, so they're our returning champs. Actually, men's basketball is going for a three-peat because they've won 2 years in a row. But there's a lot of challengers that'll be cranked up, and what's interesting is the way we formulate the giving challenge is it's not based on dollars, because obviously a program like football, who has the largest alumni base out there, could win because they have more donors than say a team like softball that started in the late 70s or early 80s. So it's really it's a percentage of gifts based upon the number of constituents that you have within your sport. So really exciting, and there's a scoreboard online. You can see the WAGD Giving Day, and it'll be all over our website this weekend. Promoting it, and the actual day is Wednesday, February 15th. So that's the day after Valentine's Day, and we are excited for another successful WAG. So appreciate, Chris, the time today, and look forward to working with you tomorrow for wrestling. Excited for our home wrestling match tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, and then followed by another Cardinal basketball game against Bates. So looking forward to the doubleheader tomorrow. Thanks very much, and let's go Cards.
That's Coach Mike Whalen. Always great to spend some time with the coach. He's probably going to be sick of me by about 1:15 tomorrow, as I run out of holds and run out of names for wrestling holds that he understands a whole lot better than me, but I'll fake it to the best of my ability. Always great to see the coach, one of our good buddies here. We're about 8 minutes from the start of the second half. I'm going to take a quick break and come back and get you some first half stats, some scores from around the league. Get you ready for half number 2 from Middletown. At the break, Wesleyan leads Tufts in a crucial matchup, 51-42. More after this on the Northeast Sports Network. Once again, I'd like to thank Wesleyan Athletic Director, Coach Mike Whalen, for spending some time with us. Don't forget to go to the official Wesleyan Athletics website, athletics.wesleyan.edu, now through February 15th, to make your gift and help your favorite Wesleyan Athletics team succeed at the highest level. Giving Day coming right up for all Cardinal sports teams. At the break, the Cardinals turned a very close back-and-forth game to a 9-point lead, and really, if it weren't for the outside shooting of Dylan Thorner, it would be a whole lot worse. Cardinals lead by 9. Looking at the first half stats, both teams shooting the basketball very well. Tufts 53%, Wesleyan 63%. Cardinals 8 for 14 from 3, and Tufts 6 for 10 from downtown. Rebounds just about even. Turnovers just about even. Neither team really turned the basketball over too much. Assists are actually even, 13 of them each. So both teams executing at a very high level. Really the only difference is that little run where Gabe Ravitz got super hot from 3. And he is the biggest reason why the Cardinals lead. Individual numbers for Tufts. Thorner leading the way. He's got 17 points. 5 for 6 from 3. Stewart has chipped in with 6 points, and Jamesi with 6 points off the bench for the Jumbos. For Wesleyan, we mentioned Gabe Ravitz. He's 8 for 11, 5 for 7 from 3, 21 points. And he is now 3 points away from 1,000 for his Cardinal career. He also has 199 career-made three-point baskets. The all-time leading three-point shooter in Cardinal history, breaking the record held by Harry Rafferty. Rafferty, not only a great Cardinal player, but assistant women's basketball coach at the University of Michigan, doing a great job over there as well. Nikki Johnson with 9 points, 3 assists for Wesleyan. Shane Reagan off the bench, 2 for 2, 7 points. Preston Mako chipped in with 6 for the Cards, but really it was about Gabe Ravitz' hot shooting there in the first half. But as we've come to know, played 2 halves for a reason. A lot of basketball left here in Middletown. You look at the NESCAC standings coming into this evening, and this is a big game. Both teams come in at 5-3 with a win. Wesleyan could finish no worse than 4th place, which would mean they would host a first-round home game. And in all likelihood, that home game would be against these Tufts Jumbos. So, very strong possibility they may see each other 2 weeks in a row. Regardless of the outcome, it's just whether the game will be here or in Medford. Still a full weekend worth of basketball to be played, however. So we look at the out-of-town NESCAC scoreboard tonight. Assuming it updates on my computer. We're getting there. Middlebury is playing Conn College, and the Camels lead the Panthers at the break 26-22 as the Panthers continue to struggle in the state of Connecticut. They're falling to Wesleyan last weekend and needing overtime to beat the Bantams in Trinity. Trinity could use a win. They're hosting Bates tonight. They lead by 3. That game is at halftime. Colby on top of Amherst by 3. And in a very surprising score line, and this could have huge implications for the NESCAC standings, Bowdoin leads Hamilton 23-20. Now, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if all of these score lines were to stay the way they are at halftime, we would have a 4-way tie atop the NESCAC with 3 losses. Middlebury would actually be a half game ahead because they've played one more game and have one more victory. But still mathematically a chance for the Cardinals to tie for first. But a lot of work to be done here. That's going to be the case. A lot of student athletes making their way into the Silhouette here tonight on a Friday evening. Cardinal hockey on the road as they take on the Bowdoin Polar Bears. Cardinal hockey team for Coach Potter having a fantastic year. Take a real quick break. We come back. Second half action, just about a minute here in Middletown. Welcome back to the Silhouette Gymnasium as we get ready to start the second half, along with producer Jesse Craig. Chris Grace with you at Chris Grace82, CHRIS, GRACE82 on Twitter. Love to hear from you wherever you may be, however you may be watching live on the Northeast Sports Network. Cardinals in the silver uniforms trimmed in red will start the second half with the basketball. Moving from right to left on your NSN screen. Starting five on the floor for Wesleyan: Dezzoni, Johnson, Langs, Mako, and Ravitz. Dezzoni on the drive. Fade away from the elbow. Rattles it home. Jumbos with their starting five on the floor: Thorner, Cohen, Aronson, Stewart, and Gettings. Jumbos played 12 different players in the first half. See if they shorten their bench here in half number two. Cardinals lead by 11. Get inside for Gettings, working on Ravitz. Up and under and in. Nice reverse for Truman Gettings. Dezzoni fires from the corner for three, too strong. I mean, it's not as if the Jumbos played a bad first half. Shot over 50% from the floor. It was the fact that the Cardinals were in fuego. Pull up for three. Not that time. Rebound there for Nicky Johnson. Leaves it for Ravitz. Ravitz puts it on the deck. Oh, and he was caught in two minds there. Turns it over. Fifth turnover for the Cardinals. Oh, and an errant pass from Thorner, looking for Gettings. Unforced error, gives it back to Wesleyan. Langs for Mako. Hesitates, drives, off the window, no. Tip up, no. 2 point-blank misses there for the Cards. Missed opportunity. That was a travel. Got away with it. Turnaround, short. And Nicky Johnson corrals the board for Wesleyan. Johnson. Back for Dezzoni. From the elbow, loves that spot, and he connects. Shaq Dezzoni. 6 points. Cardinal lead back to 11. 55-44. Cohen spins, and that time called for steps. Gettings going to be replaced. Scott Giamessi checks back in. Can be a blessing and a curse when you're as deep as Tufts are. Every game you kind of have to figure out your best team on the floor. Nicky Johnson gets it to Dezzoni. Ravitz fakes for three. Short. Rebound there for Tufts. Running the floor into the corner. Cohen from downtown. Rattles it home. His first bucket. Second bucket, excuse me. He's got 5 points. The lead is 8. Johnson hangs. Couldn't find the spin, though. Chance now for Tufts to cut into this 8-point lead. Oh, nice dish inside, and the bucket's there for Bobby Stewart. Back the other way, Mako with a left hand, and he scores. Preston Mako. He's got 8 points. Big bucket there, stretches the lead back to 8 for Wesleyan. Messi for Aronson. Aronson dumps it inside. Layup, no. And out of bounds. Last touch by Langs. It will stay with the Jumbos. Jumbos, handful of subs. Wesleyan will bring Steven Johnson into the game. And a foul called on Mako. That will send Rosenberg to the line. Timeout. Cardinals. 15:36 to play. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back from Middletown. First free throw up and good. It's definitely going to be a 40-minute basketball game. Rattles home the second. Cardinals with the basketball, 6-point lead. Reagan is into the game. Along with Steven Johnson, Preston Mako, Shaq Dezzoni, Nicky Johnson. Nicky pulls up from the foul line and hits. He's into double figures. He's got 11. Cardinals back up by 8. Aronson hangs, can't connect. Offensive rebound there, though. Henry, nowhere to go. He'll reset with Champion. Champion spins, hangs, too strong. And the battle for the rebound loose, and again it's the Jumbos who corral it. Henry drives on the reverse. No. Tip up. No. Another offensive opportunity, and this time Bernstein able to score. 59-53. Bernstein giving the Jumbos some valuable minutes off the bench. They are back within 6, and a bump will be called on Henry. First team foul of the second half against Tufts. Gets his man in the air, drawing the foul is Reagan. 13:46 to play. Henry hit for his second. (61-53). Reagan with 9 points off the bench. Aronson. Hangs with a right no and a bailout late whistle. Nicky Johnson called for his first. Second team foul. Tyler Aronson, senior out of Holliston, Mass, will shoot 2 free throws. So Nicky Johnson and Tyler Aronson both attended River School 2 years apart. And it was the younger following the elder. Aronson connects with 2. Gabe Ravitz will check back in for Wesleyan. 61-55. Cardinals in front by 6. Mako for Ravitz. Tough shot from the foul line. A lot of contact, no whistle. Jumbos can cut into the 6-point lead. Back the other way. Wild runner doesn't go. Tipped around, and somehow Nicky Johnson snatches the loose ball. Heck of a rebound by Johnson. Slips through 2. Dumps it in for Langs. Tries the reverse, no. And it's deflected by Johnson back to Reagan. Ravitz thought about it. He'll throw one up for Langs, and Langs is stripped out of bounds. It'll stay with Wesleyan. Gabe Ravitz 3 points away from 1,000 for his career. Had 21 in the first half, but yet to score here in half number 2. A lot of contact, and now he'll get to the line for 2 free throws. Zorner called for his second, third team foul. Gabe Ravitz goes to the stripe for 2. And he misses them both. Lead stays at 6. 12 huge minutes of basketball left to play here at the Silhouette. Cohen working on Johnson, stripped, and a reach-in will be called. Gabe Milstein will check in for Nikki Johnson. Champion will take a long 3, back iron, no. Crashing in to steal the rebound and saving it, though, to Giamessi. You never want to save it underneath your own basket. Great hustle play by Reagan, but not the result Wesleyan was looking for. Now pressure on the Cardinals. Their lead trimmed to 4. Tufts really extending their defense. Skipped, and it's turned over. Pressure forces the turnover. Jumbo's back within 4 with the basketball. Nice drive, but unable to finish over Milstein. Job not fouling by the senior guard. Now Ravitz. Crossover. Tries a 3. Side iron, no. Out of bounds. Back to Tufts. Coach Riley not loving the shot selection. Dorner forgetting. Strong take, but Mako with a good defend without fouling, and Dorner strips the basketball out of bounds now. Last touch by Mako. Boy, interesting. No whistle on that play. Now a discussion, I think, whether the possession changed or not, if the shot clock should be reset. Zoni and Johnson check in for Wesleyan. On the inbounds play, it's taken away. Reagan with the steal. For DeZoni. Shaq fades away. Short. Jumbo's controlling the tempo right now. They trail by 4, trail by 9 at halftime. Nikki Johnson dealing with the 6'8" Gettings on the post. Count the basket and 1. Carson Cohen with a hoop and some harm, and Tufts now within 2. Timeout, Wesleyan, a full timeout. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this from Middletown. Don't want to go anywhere. Got a good one here at Silhouette. 10:08 to play in regulation. Jumbos worked a 9-point halftime deficit to 2 and a chance to cut it to 1 here at the stripe. And Carson Cohen completes the 3-point play. It's a 1-point game. Nikki Johnson driving baseline, nowhere to go. Kick for Milstein for 3. No. Offensive rebound to Zoni. Fresh 20 for the Cardinals. We had another issue with the shot clock not resetting. So they'll reset it to 16. Cardinals with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Reagan bumped and fouled. First time they've really called a nickel dimer here tonight. A little bump. Third personal foul on Thorner, something to keep an eye on. Been quiet here in the second half, but kept the Jumbos in it with 17 first half points. Nikki Johnson with a tough attempt. No, putback is there for Fritz Hauser. Great job crashing the offensive glass. Freshman out of Vermont. Cardinals back up by 3. And deflected and taken away. Reagan with the steal. Looking to push. Euro step off the window and in with the right hand. Quick 4-0 run by the Cardinals. That's fueled by the hustle of Hauser. Gets inside the lane. Aronson can't hit. Offensive rebound there, though. Kick out Cohen for 3. Not there. Milstein with the board. Leaves it for Johnson. Back forward to Zoni, and they'll reset. Rare time where Milstein and Nikki Johnson on the floor at the same time. They'll post to Zoni. Look like a flop. Count the basket. No foul. That's got to be a block or a charge. A little surprised we didn't see a whistle there. 67-60. Back the other way. No. Milstein with the board. And he's stripped from behind. Big play by Cohen. All the momentum on the side of the Cardinals. Right around the same time the first half when they went on their run. 6-0 run now for Wesleyan. Thorner on the floor. Could have been a push-off. Instead, it's going to be a block on Reagan. First on Reagan. 15th foul. Thorner for 3. It's good. He hits another one. 6 for 7 from downtown. 20 points to lead all Jumbo scores. Nikki Johnson splits the D with a left and he scores. Nikki with 13 points. Card lead back to 6. A little pick and slide, but well read by Milstein, taken away by Johnson. Skip to Mako. He loves the wing for 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound for Hauser. Johnson left alone. He'll fire from deep, and he knocks it home. Time out Tufts. Nikki Johnson from downtown, the diminutive guard, leading the way for the Cardinals. They reestablish a 9-point lead. 6:59 to go in regulation. Wesleyan 72. And Tufts 63. Back with more from Middletown right after this on the Northeast Sports Network. So Nikki Johnson fuels a run for the Cardinals, reestablishing a 9-point lead. Just under 7 minutes to play. Chris Grace with you on the Northeast Sports Network. In front of a raucous crowd here at the Silhouette Gym. Nikki Johnson with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a pair of steals for Wesleyan. Doing a little bit of everything for the Cards tonight. Now the Jumbos are going to need to respond once again after cutting what was a 9-point halftime lead to 1. Seeing it immediately balloon back to 9 again. Henry on the drive. Nowhere to go. Champion. Back for Henry. 8 on the shot clock. Gets inside. Blocked by Dezzoni. Hauser with the rebound. In an unlikely lineup for the Cardinals on the floor. I've seen this 5 together at all this year. They found something. Hauser giving them really good minutes. Dezzoni for Milstein. Will post up Mako. Mako, count the basket! Preston Mako with a little fall away sweeping hook shot. He's got 10 points and the Cardinal run continues. They lead by 11. Henry called for his 3rd foul, 15th foul. Completes the 3-point play. Cardinals with their biggest lead of the night. It's 12, 75-63. Messi with the right hand. That's a tough shot and a big shot. He's been really effective off the bench. 10 points for the freshman out of Fairhaven, New Jersey. Mako throws up another hook shot and scores. Oh, nice play. And finishing at the rim, Truman Gettings. Back the other way, Champion wrestles it free. Here's a steal, hangs, and scores. Back-to-back quick buckets for the Jumbos. And just like that, it's an 8-point game. Kai Champion and Nikki Johnson battling. Dezzoni drives baseline and turns it over. See if the Cardinals take a timeout here. Reagan checks back in for Gabe Milstein. little pull-up, not there, and rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll go to the Cardinals. Tufts is not going to go quietly into the night here in Middletown tonight. That much is very obvious. Cardinals have had the answers offensively, and they're going to take a timeout. 4:29 to play. Wesleyan leads 77-69. It's a full timeout. We'll take a timeout. With 4:29 to play, Wesleyan leads by 8 on the Northeast Sports Network. Cardinals looking to hold on in their penultimate home game of the year, which would clinch an additional home game in the NESCAC men's basketball tournament. They look to defend their championship, close out their regular season tomorrow afternoon, senior day against the Bobcats from Bates. For now, trying to hold off the Jumbos. They lead by 8. Inside 4.5 to play. Nikki Johnson for Mako, back with Johnson. Dezzoni, Hauser. Reset with Johnson. Reagan, Mako, Dezzoni, Hauser, Nikki Johnson, the 5 on the floor. Johnson with 5 to shoot. Step back from the foul line, he connects. Nikki Johnson, 18 points. Jumbos wanted a push off, weren't going to get the call. Cohen thought about it, now leaves it for Thorner, who drives baseline, lays it up, counted and one. Thorner has been impressive tonight, 22 points. Hauser hit for the foul, his second. Thorner 7 for 8 from the floor. 6 for 7 from 3. Knocks home the free throw. Gabe Ravitz will check back in for Dezzoni. It's a 7-point lead for the Cardinals. It's the 6th team foul against Wesleyan, so now Tufts will be shooting free throws the remainder of the night on every foul. Kicked out of bounds. .15 on the shot clock. Reagan, triple team, finds Hauser. Looking to drive, kick to Mako from the corner. Passes on the 3, settles for the 2, and that's a good decision. Preston Mako having a big final 6 minutes or so to lead the Cardinals. The senior from Wisconsin doing his part. It's a 9-point edge. Kick to Thorner for 3, and he knocks home another one. Timeout Tufts. 2:57 to play. Thorner with 26 points. 7 for 8 from 3. 2:57 to go. Wesleyan 81, Tufts 75. Boy, both teams shooting the ball at an incredibly high level here tonight. Conn College leading Middlebury with just over 4 minutes to play in New London. That would be a big result. They're up 48-45. Hamilton starting to pull away from Bowdoin. They lead 39-28. Just over 7 to play in Maine. Men's ice hockey action. Cardinals at Bowdoin tied at 1 through 2 periods. Trinity on top of Bates, 68-54. Late in the second half in Hartford. Bobcats will be here tomorrow afternoon. Jumbos will apply some full court pressure. Looked like a trap might have been on there, but instead they'll back off into a half-court man-to-man look. Cardinals with a smaller lineup on the floor. Hauser works his way inside, has to kick back for Reagan. Reagan bumped on the spin, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Wesleyan sophomore. Turnover to Tufts. Eleventh turnover of the night for the Cards. 2:33 to play. Tufts down by 6 with the basketball. Deflected and taken away. Hauser got a hand on it. It ended up with Mako. That's a big turnover for the Cardinals. They're going to slow it down and try to work this clock. Each team with 2 timeouts at their disposal. Mickey Johnson drives inside. Kick for Mako for 3. Too strong. Battle for the offensive rebound, out of bounds. Last touch by Hauser. It will go over to the Jumbos. Possession arrow, in case you're wondering, favors the visitors. Champion. Step back 3 ball. Too strong. A little bit of a settle there. Cardinals will take it. They've got the basketball, a 6-point lead on inside 2 minutes to play. A home playoff game on the line for the victor. Guaranteed, that is. Cardinals pull it out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Reagan. Euro step. Lays it up and lays it in. Reagan with a huge performance. He's got 13 points. The lead is 8. Tufts desperately needs a hoop here. Trying to get it to Thorner. And they do so on the cut in the left-hand finish. Quick timeout taken by Tufts head coach Brandon Linton. 1:09 to play. Cardinals lead by 6. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Cardinals led by 9 at halftime. Tufts was able to trim it to 1. Wesleyan answered back with a run of their own. Led by as many as 12, but Tufts refusing to go away here. The home of the Cardinals. So Tufts with 2 fouls to give. How will they play it here? You imagine they're going to apply some pressure. Actually, 1 foul to give. 5 team fouls for the Jumbos. Cardinals spreading the floor here, trying to deal with the pressure. They'll get it into Nicky Johnson. Trap him. He almost walked with the basketball. Now they'll trap Mako, and he's fouled. So 7 seconds come off the clock. Team foul number 6. Cardinals not a great free throw shooting team. Reset the shot clock to 30 seconds now. See if Tufts will elect to play the foul game. And they will. They'll foul Ravitz. Gabe Ravitz, 21 first half points. He's been held scoreless here in half number 2. Currently sits at 997 career points for the Cardinals. Big free throw here. And he misses the front end. So Ravitz 0 for 3 from the stripe here in the second half. 6-point game. Jumbos don't need a 3, but they'll certainly take one. And they almost turned it over and decide to use their final timeout with 44 seconds to play. The Sands are running out of the hourglass, but there's still a few speckles left for the Jumbos. Out of timeouts, need to execute here. They trail by 6 with 44 seconds to play. Boy, has this crowd filled in on a Friday night. Thorner spins, hangs, and scores. They are out of timeouts. That'll cut it to 4. They're going to play the foul game now. Get it into Nicky Johnson. He's trapped. No foul yet. And now behind the play, they commit the foul, trailing. 35.1 seconds left. Thorner with 30 points. Nearly perfect, has only missed 1 shot from the floor. And Johnson misses the front end, but the tip is controlled by Wesleyan. And the foul. Cardinals bailed out after missing yet another front end of a 1-and-1. And now Hauser will go to the stripe. And it will still be a 1-and-1. Team foul number 9. Cardinals have struggled in late game free throw situations. And Hauser misses the free throw. It's going to stay a 4-point game. Tough shot for Aronson. Not there. Offensive rebound though. Giamessi. Kick out for Champion. Taking a lot of time. Right guy to get the basketball to, and he hits another one. And they should be out of timeouts. They called a timeout here. I don't think they have any left. That's going to be a technical foul. They have no timeouts. That's a technical foul. And Tufts used the Jumbos used their final. What a huge break that is for Wesleyan. The Jumbos used their final timeout on the previous possession. And not having any timeouts left, so the three-pointer makes it a 1-point game, but that's going to be 2 free throws for Wesleyan. What a huge break for the Cardinals. So it's going to be 2 free throws for Wesleyan and the basketball. Preston Mako will head to the line. Boy, if the Cardinals aren't able to win this game, it's going to be because of their free throw shooting down the stretch. And Mako misses the front end. One more to come. That is 4 consecutive missed free throws for Wesleyan. And finally, one goes down. Cardinals are going to take a timeout. They lead by 2. They'll have the basketball coming out of the timeout. What a break for the Cards there. Tufts is out of timeouts. They're going to have to foul the Cardinals if they can't force a steal here. And that would be the 10th team foul, which would be big because it would be 2 free throws. Wesleyan with 1 timeout remaining if the scoreboard is to be believed, which to my recollection is correct. Shocking result in New London as the Camels are going to knock out the Middlebury Panthers. And that's going to really open things up in the NESCAC. Boy, Hamilton's going to love that. Now the Continentals control their own destiny. So 13.5 seconds remaining. Cardinals lead by 2 with the basketball. Tufts is going to look to press here, and they've nearly forced turnovers the last 2 times the Cardinals have been in this situation. They get it back to Mako. Ravitz playing a little keep away, and he's fouled with 8.8 seconds left, and Ravitz will go to the line for 2 free throws to try to ice this game away. Boy, Tufts let a lot of time go off the clock there. Nearly 5 seconds elapsed. So Ravitz 0 for 3 at the stripe tonight. Better than 70% on the year. Desperately needs at least one of these 2 free throws to go down. First one is good. This is the big one. This would make it a 2-possession game. And he splits the 2. Jumbos need a 3 to tie it here. Will the Cardinals foul? He's going to drive to the basket and take the layup down by 3, and that's going to do it. Oh my goodness, he missed the layup, and the Cardinals are going to get away with it. Boy, end of game situations. The Jumbos with a few mental mistakes, and the Cardinals escape with a big W here at home in front of their raucous crowd in Middletown. Wesleyan with a huge win. They'll improve to 6-3 in the NESCAC, 15-8. And that will guarantee that the Cardinals will host a home conference tournament game in a few weeks' time. For Tufts, they will fall to 17-6 and 5-4 in conference play. That's going to do it for us here tonight, but we will be back tomorrow afternoon. We'll have wrestling at 1 o'clock in the field house, and I'll be with Coach Whalen for that one, and we will be back here inside the Silhouette for Senior Day at 3 p.m. as the Cardinals will look to finish their season on a high note. They will host the Bates Bobcats. Look for their 7th NESCAC win. But for now, time to sign off. For producer Jesse Craig, I'm Chris Grace. Final score, Wesleyan 85, Tufts 82. Until next time, so long, everybody.